few murders here and there.
Hello, children of the night. Welcome back to Blood and Guts, HHN. That's right. And with me, Mad Matt himself. How's it going, Matt?
As usual, I'm doing great, Evil Adam, because we finally have the entire event. Now, we don't have the food and all the merch that's been out, but I mean, that's fine. Like, you know, that's some fun stuff too. But we got all the houses and all the scare zones.
That's right.
So how are you doing now with all this plethora of information?
I feel good because we can finally digest this news that we've got, and we can also finally now get to the food, get to the coconut, get to our announcements of our little, add-ons for the event. So yeah, let's dive right into it. We got a lot of construction going on in the scare zones right now.
We do, and like friends and fiends, we know last week they released the scare zones one by one. They dropped them daily.
Yep.
And like you said, they got the construction. But here's the list of the scare zones we have. We have 4 scare zones this year, which is good since they're putting effort into all 4 of them.
Yep.
We got Mutations, Toxic 20s, The Cat Lady of Crooked Lane, Masquerade, Dance of Death, The Origins of Horror, and then we have 2 like mini ones, like we got Club Horror and Mel's Dying Zombies.
Yep. And I heard the rumor of a chainsaw drill team kind of thing, and I don't know if that's going to be free roaming or if that's going to be over at Mel's or in Springfield. They used to have them in Springfield.
Yeah, I remember that.
But so that's a rumor. And we got the Lagoon Show and Nightmare Fuel as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a full year. It feels like to me that they heard the complaints from last year, and everybody knows budget cuts was the main thing last year. So it feels like they heard that. And even if you watch the panel with Mike Aiello, he kind of says, we heard you, so we're going to make it right this year. And so that is pretty damn exciting.
I agree. And you can actually see now with the set pieces that are being placed around the scare zones, like you got the ones with like the tinted windows like you'd see like at a church or an old mansion.
That's Hollywood.
Like that.
Hollywood's got all those going with the stages and the stained glass.
Yeah, stained glass. That's one.
And those look really awesome right now.
Yes. Now I can imagine that night with the lights beaming through them, everything. That's going to be a great set piece, and I can't wait to see like what they're doing in those scare zones as well. Like I said, the one where the cat lady of Crooked Lane.
Yep.
Some of the set pieces that are going there already look amazing.
They look great, and you know what tickles me though is they're putting so much. So usually the set pieces are large in there. Yeah. They have the plane. Remember the Odd Fellow was the wing.
That was awesome.
All the the boat propellers and all the stuff from the zombies.
Yeah.
And all that. But this year they're just throwing a bunch of crap up against the walls, up against the gates.
Yeah.
And it almost looks like a hoarder. I think I texted you that. Like it looks like a hoarder lives in here because there's like just random crap piled up. But it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But for now, it's just like I'm looking at like Kevin's video, for example, and I'm like, it looks like there's a hoarder living in here, like piling shit up along the walls. But
no, I'm with you. Like, and just seeing that what's going into some of them. Like I said, we mentioned the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. I love how retro that one looks. Like like old fashioned, calls back to old like Sam Hain or Solomon, how you pronounce it.
Yep, that's going to be old school. And then you have, it seems almost to me like Hollywood with the vampire or masquerade kind of thing.
Yes, that's going to be
the 20s, 30s. And then you got, so New York has the least amount of sets so far, guys. But that one is the Prohibition gangsters meets the toxicity, know. So we got the BuzzCon toxic mutants in there. So far, that one has the least amount of stuff in it, but that one's going to be crazy too.
Yeah. But I am excited about the Origins of Horror.
It's not looking back.
No. Like I said, when you first walk in, they're actually going into Minion Land this time.
Yeah.
And seems to be taking over that a little bit, which is great because I get so sick of them actually pushing, calling it. We used to say, don't call it a scare zone.
Don't call it a zone if you're not going to take up the whole area like you used to do. And I believe I was talking to you earlier this week, and I said, now if they could just take back that part of the Shrek Theater, you know, where they had the detective house, the case files, then we would be a proper country again.
Yeah, we would.
So, but yeah, and then we got the so-called music zone. The party zone is San Francisco. So all you're really going to see in there is the truss work, the speakers, the lighting,
stages for people to do the selfies and all that stuff.
Selfies, and you got your big stage for your DJ that they're going to have a DJ in there. You know, so that's going to be right there by the bar. Yeah, by Lombard's and behind the docks.
Right, the Peacock Bar and all that good stuff.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that might be, you know, pretty pumping. You know, if you want to take a break from the scare zones, if you just want to cut a rug and David Pumpkins, you know, dance it up out there.
Yeah, that'd be great to see them bring him back now. I know there's a rumor, and it hasn't come across yet, but you know, they've shut down the Pavilion Arcade, so a lot of people are thinking that Five Nights at Freddy's is going to have something to do with that, where it's like a character meet and greet or something like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of that as well. Yeah,
and the other rumor is that it's going to be the tribute store, but that's just way too small. Now, I mean, I don't know how they would pull that off.
Only way it would be is if it goes like further back than like where they open it up, where they can actually get back and then tailor it back around to that other building. Because I mean, you could do that way, but have to go through the Mummy and all that good stuff. So I'm like, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I don't understand how you're going to have the Mummy queue let out from the ride, going down the ramp, and then that you're going to have a ride let out into the tribute store, which is already crowded enough as is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how they're going to pull that off if that's the goal.
Yeah. Well, speaking of rides, we know Rip Ride's going away. So Universal's mentioned that the rides that are going to be open this year for sure is Transformers, Gringotts, Men in Black, and Mummy.
So
a lot of people are actually screaming for ET. Like, give us something else to have some people
put ET in there. Actually, you know, and I put Transformers in there, put Simpsons in there.
Yeah.
Although the only problem with that is the Simpsons goes through the queue to get back there to the tent too. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that. We'll see. But I am glad that the Lagoon Show is back.
Yes.
And they said it's going to be kind of a creepier, like water themed Lagoon Show as well. So, you know, maybe we'll get some really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I love the old Lagoon Show. So seeing this will be fun.
Yeah, and I think that because it's back and it hasn't been back for a while, it's definitely going to be a people eater because it's going to bring those people over there. And that's when we're going to get up in the houses in an express lane and 10-minute walk on right in the house. So, you know.
So, I mean, that right there, I may disagree with you. I may want to go watch that Lagoon Show myself. So, but you can get in the house lines.
I'll go do the Mummy while you do that.
Yeah. As long as I can see the Lagoon Show once, I'll be good. But then, moving right along, then we had the final announcements this week for the last two houses. So we know the first one is one that you are thrilled to see, that you've been excited to hear about all year long. That's WWE presents the Horrors of the Wyatt Six.
I've been excited for that. I don't think I have, but yeah, we got that one. Same day actually. Yeah. So we got the same day dump, if you will, and then we got that one. I'm not so much excited for it. I mean, it's so far, if I had to do a hype, it would be at the bottom with Terrifier, and that's just me because I don't follow wrestling past the Attitude Era, so on and so forth. You know, I just got out of it at a certain phase. How do you feel about it?
I'm excited to see what they do with it. It's not high on my hype list it's not high on my hype list per se, but I can see the potential in this house with what they're going, because I follow the Wyatt family and what they do with that. Like, you know, they had Bray Wyatt, who passed away a few years ago, was the Fiend, and like he had like these dual personalities where he would do this fun playhouse where he'd be just his regular Bray Wyatt, but then when the Fiend comes out, this awesome mask that Tom Savini made for him, and had this alter ego, and they had this whole family. Like Uncle Howdy's the one that leads them right now. And there's a lot of lore.
That's his brother, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that worked with him on the house.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of lore that goes into that leans heavily into the supernatural, where if they actually do this right, I really think it's going to be a great house, and it'll be one that will surprise you.
As long as they do it that way and they don't give us another, triplets.
Yeah.
Terror. I don't want another repeat of that, where you have the mass killers and the whatever, you know, because that one kind of fell short for me.
Yeah. That's honestly whenever they first started mentioning this and being the Wyatt family, that's exactly where I've been leaning. How it's triplets. I'm like, maybe they can right the wrongs from last year on there, because I still enjoy triplets, but like I said, it left a lot where I was wanting more. I was wanting more from it, other than
exactly.
Just
but the thing about, and now I don't know anything about the Wyatts or any of this current wrestling stuff, but from what I've heard, it's apparently a lot of supernatural stuff, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it takes place in a bayou, a swamp, and then there's a lantern, and then there's all this other like creepy elements.
Yeah,
build on that.
I'm sure
don't
that's
do
what they're
the suburban neighborhood. Don't do that crap like they did in triplets. Give us like some really weird, surreal settings for these creatures to be.
Yeah, I really think you're going to see a lot of that. That's why I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because I think you're going to actually see some good set pieces, like just set in the bayou, the swamps, and have them come out. Like I said, they wear the, like I said, like when you involve Tom Savini making the freaky looking mask that the Fiend wore, like I said,
sure,
it was amazing.
I'm all about it, and and as we seen last year, IPs usually fall shorter on my list.
We're more for the originals.
We're for the originals, but now like Ghostbusters last year, if this thing can step up and kick ass, then it will rise through the ranks. Yeah. But we'll see how that shakes down.
Well, speaking of IPs, then that's a good way to transition. The other one that you talked about, the dual dump for Tuesday this past week, we have Five Nights at Freddy's, and so I know this is one that's going to make my boys excited. Like I said, they're real big Five Nights at Freddy's fans.
Yeah,
I know. Like with us, not so much. Like
no.
It's another one where, like I mentioned, WWE. I can see the potential in the house, especially since they're working with Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Sure,
if they can really nail that right and have those set pieces, I think this will be a fun house. I don't think it's going to be a scary house. I think it'll be a fun house.
Yeah, and I'm sure the sets will be awesome. I'm sure the costumes and puppetry will be awesome, just like it was in Quiet Place. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's fallen short down at the bottom of the hype list, just because, number one, I don't think the game is that scary, and I don't think the films are that scary at all. I mean, for me, if you want a really scary game, you're going to BioShock, you're going to some of the other stuff around that era.
Right.
But just for me, it just doesn't call to me. Like even Fallout calls to me more than this one does.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, step up and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the one thing that where I can see the potential of it is, like I said, as a kid, loving going to Chuck E. Cheese, and I mentioned this in previous videos, just seeing like those possessed animatronic Chuck E. Cheese figures like chasing you throughout, would be a lot of fun. But like you said, now there's definitely a lot more that's that we'll mention when we do our hype list that's going to take precedence above Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, totally. So for me, like you said, right now it's down at the bottom right there with WWE and also Terrifier, and the originals are definitely taking over. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the park is evolving. So if you go to the park, or if you watch videos of other vloggers who go to the park somewhat daily, especially Rick Fleeks and Kevin and those guys, you're going to see the park evolving, and that's really fun because that kind of builds that excitement for you, is to watch the park evolve into the sets growing from just the trusses to what they are now.
Right.
Especially that Hollywood zone.
Yeah.
And for me personally, the Hollywood zone, especially the past few years, has claimed the #1 title of my favorite scare zone. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking this year New York might take that crown with that 1920s gangsters meets the BuzzCon
that's
toxicity.
That's the next thing I was actually going to ask you, like real quick in under 30 seconds or less. Give me your hype list for the scare zones.
The hype list for the scare zones?
You could include like the Club Horror and the Mills Dying, those like mini zones. That way we'll have like top 6.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly, let's see if I can do it quickly. All right. Let's see. #1, New York with the mutants. Mm-hmm. #2, Hollywood. #3, Central Park. And #4, the Origins of Horror, the entrance zone. And then side note, #1 would be Mills Die-In with the roller skater zombies.
Yeah.
Car hops. And then I don't know how much we're going to boogie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But we might. We've been known to cut a rug, in the dancing zone. So we might do that in San Fran. But yeah, that's my lineup. What about you?
I'd go, like I said, I'm going to start from the bottom up. I would go Club Horror, like you said, number 6, because I just don't really think we'll be in there a whole lot. Then after that, I would go Origins of Horror, just because I've been burnt so many on these intro scare zones before.
Right.
I'm hoping they change it. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. Yep. After that, I'm going to go Mills Dying Zombies, just because I love like the premise of that.
1950, and especially if they got the music. Imagine if they got the music going, the music out there.
It'll be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, I'm going to have the Masquerade Dance of Death, because although normally I'd have that higher on my list because I love vampires and all that fun stuff, but it's been done a lot the past few years, so that's why it's hanging there.
All right, changing it up then. Okay.
Then I got the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane as my number 2, because I love the vibes that I'm seeing so far with that.
All right.
And then I'm right there with you for number 1, Mutations to the Toxic 20s, because I love gangsters.
Toxic 20s. And imagine if they bring out some old gangster cars.
Yes.
And they have them like crashed beside like radiation barrels. And there's Tommy guns, you know, you dirty rat, you know.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm most excited. I want to see some like neon greens from that Toxic Waste.
I want to see the neon greens on them with a pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
And the women kind of look like flappers, you know, they get the big cigarette. And, you know, play it again, Sam. The piano will cover up the shot, you know. Like, come on, give us really sink our teeth into some good vintage music and some good big sets in New York.
Oh, 100%. So there you have it, friends and fiends. That's our little mini hype list that we have for the scare zones. Leave in the comments, what scare zones are you most hyped for? Give us the mini ones, always 6 through 1. We want to see what you have.
Yeah, and I mean, just tell us also in the comments, how excited are you for this year? I mean, we are pumped for this year. The originals sound awesome. The IPs, some of them sound more awesome than others, but still pretty awesome. And we are ready to rock and roll. And we will see you in the fog. Stay spooky. And remember,
you made it to the end of the video, friends and fiends. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.